Hello again. In this video I want to talk a little bit more about the original belt system in Taekwondo, the military connection that Taekwondo has, and the uniforms at our school, at Chung Oh's school and at my school, and again the tie-ins to the military that you see again and again. So the original belt system had only 4 belt colors. You started at white belt, then you went to blue belt, then you went to brown belt, and then you went to black belt. And the original texts don't say anything about the meaning behind those colors. Later on, when the modern belt system was adopted with white, yellow, green, blue, red, and black belt, there was symbolism behind those colors and meaning given to each of those belt colors. In the original system, I couldn't find any meaning to those colors, but I looked at some of the Korean military uniforms, and you can see that this is just, I know this is kind of a bad, low quality image here, but you can see in the military uniforms that there really are only 4 colors. You can see that there's white uniforms, you can see that there's blue, down here at the bottom. All right, there's blue for what some of the women are wearing. There's blue. You can see that there's a lot of brown, right? Well, kind of almost like a khaki green color, but there's brown. And then, of course, there's black uniforms as well. So perhaps the original belt color system was a tie-in to military uniform colors in Korea at that time. But again, that's just a guess how they might have arrived at those colors. But what I do know is what you'll see quite frequently is the presence of the 5-point star. So if you look at this here, this is a picture of General Choi, the founder of Taekwondo. And if you look at his uniform collar, you can see very clearly that he's got the 5-point star on the uniform. So that's a picture of him from a long time ago. So that's a military uniform, and there's that 5-point star. Now, if you take a look at our uniforms that we wore, not surprisingly, there's that 5-point star. So up on the collar, every star that you had would be another degree of black belt. So 1st degree black belt, you would have 1 star. 2nd degree black belt, 2 stars, then 3 stars, and so on and so forth. And eventually, what instructors would do is they would typically get rid of the star altogether. Once you had the all black uniform, people wouldn't bother to put the stars on it anymore because it started to look ridiculous when you had so many stars on the collar. So once you got to about 4 stars, master level was 4th degree black belt, then most people would stop putting the stars on the uniform as soon as they switched to the black uniform top. So if you take a look at some of these pictures here, I get a lot of questions about the uniforms and how come our uniforms look different. Well, they don't really look different. They're Hap-Ki-Do style uniforms, and we do Hap-Ki-Do and Taekwondo. It's personal preference. We're not going to switch uniforms between Taekwondo and Hapkido. But if you look at this here, this is me getting my 1st degree black belt. And you can see the uniform I'm wearing is an all white uniform. So I'm wearing the white pants, I'm wearing the white top, and I've got the belt. And then you can see the instructor, one of the instructors, he is above, well, he's 4th degree black belt or above. At the time, he was 6th degree black belt. But you can see that he's got the black uniform top with the diamonds on it. And then he's got the white pants. And of course, you could also add the stripe to the pants. So he's got the pants and he's got the uniform top. So it's only 4th degree black belt and higher that you would be wearing the black diamond top. And then starting at second degree black belt and higher, you could wear a diamond uniform top, but it was a white top, and then it had the black diamonds on it. Like the diamonds themselves were black. So a lot of people will call this a white diamond uniform top. I always reverse it. I just, it's mostly black, so I call it black diamond top. And the one that's mostly white, I call it the white diamond top. So second degree black belt and higher, you could wear the white diamond top. Fourth degree black belt and higher, you could wear the black diamond uniform top. So that is how the uniforms were at our school. So up until first degree black belt, you really don't notice any difference between our uniforms and any other Taekwondo school that you would see. They would look identical. And here again, these are the stars. The reason why I don't have them on my uniform, again, it gets to be a pain. You have to go somewhere and pay to have someone stitch them on, to embroider them on. So that takes time and money to do that. It's a bit of a pain. And again, when you have enough stars, it doesn't make any difference anyway. You know, people know what rank you are. And then ultimately, once you're a 7th degree black belt or higher, you could actually put your own custom color on the uniform collar. So the actual trim could be your own color. So you can see in the case of my instructor, this was Grandmaster Chung Oh. He had kind of like a burgundy or purple color as his top. And again, there's meaning behind the different colors, again, that people would choose. But that was the color that he had. There was another instructor, one of my earliest instructors there, that had red for his collar. What else did I want to show? And this was the logo for Chung Oh's school. So again, usually a circular crest that most schools have as their logo. But you can see here it was. You know, you've got the fist. Again, I'm hoping that this shows up on the camera. But the idea, the symbolism behind it is here's the world. Here's Chung Oh's school within the world. Here's, you have both the lion and the tiger. So lion and tiger, so symbol of Western power, symbol of Eastern power, coming together over Taekwondo. So there's the fist logo in the center there, or up the top center. So the fist is commonly used as a symbol of combat, and particularly for Taekwondo. And then you can also see the peace wreath here, which again, the idea is to not use Taekwondo for unjust means. So to use it for self-defense, to use it when there's no alternative, not to go around picking fights with people. That's obviously not the purpose of Taekwondo. But there you can see it. And of course it says Taekwon in the Korean symbols down there at the bottom. But that's what it was, a lion and a tiger, you know, coming together. And Taekwondo is the thing that is bringing them together. So that was the school logo for Chung Oh's school. And as I've mentioned in other videos, it was one of the earliest schools in Canada. And my instructor was at the first ever instructors conference ever with the ITF. So, you know, we learned one of the oldest styles of Taekwondo that there is. And my instructor was also a 9th degree black belt in Hapki-Do as well. And that often doesn't get mentioned enough. There are a lot of Taekwondo grandmasters out there that are grandmasters in Taekwondo and nothing else. My instructor actually had both Hap-Ki-Do and Taekwondo. And when you have an instructor that knows both of those martial arts together, you learn, I don't want to say you learn double, or you don't learn twice as much, but there's so much more that you learn from that. We were at such a terrific advantage that it's almost unfair for many of the other schools out there, many of the other students of other schools, because we got all of the weapons training, we got all of the break falling techniques, we got all of the submissions and grappling stuff that other Taekwondo schools didn't, other Taekwondo students didn't get. So it's a huge difference what we learned. And in many ways, I don't want to say that my instructor was better than the founder of Taekwondo, but in many ways, the founder of Taekwondo knew Taekwondo, and that was his specialty. He learned from the predecessor, the art that came before Taekwondo. I believe it was called Taekwondo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Taekwondo, something like that. And that's what he knew. My instructor, Chung Oh, had all of that knowledge, and then he also learned Hapki-Do. So he had, I don't want to say double the knowledge because there's a lot of crossover between the two, but he learned Taekwondo, he learned Hapkido, and also Gumdo, which is a sword martial art with a katana. So another Korean art that he knew as well. So you put all that together, and that's why I say it's almost an unfair advantage. And that's why our curriculum is so much more comprehensive, why you learn so much more with us at my school than you learn anywhere else at any other Taekwondo school. That's why I said it's almost unfair, but that's the truth, because you're learning at least 2, if not 3, different martial arts, but martial arts that are all complementary. So not martial arts that contradict each other and undo one another, but martial arts that complement one another and fit together. So you get all the missing pieces. Anything missing from Taekwondo, you're getting it from Hapki-Do. Anything missing from Hapki-Do, you're getting it from Taekwondo, and so on. So, again, very fortunate to have been in the right place at the right time to learn from someone that was 9th degree black belt, grandmaster in both arts. And of course, our certificates are recognized, Chung Oh school certificates are all recognized by the ITF. So, again, I went and got some of my ITF certificates a long time ago and had them recognized. So anyway, I just thought I would show that in a video. It was just something of interest, but this was 20 years ago, me getting black belt. So it's amazing how time flies. But anyway, till next time, thanks for watching.